Oh boy! Welcome to the Boopit Show. I am your host, Boopit. And, I just completed Secret of the Mimic. I know it's been a hot minute because it seems like everybody else has already completed it. And sorry for the terrible mic quality. I'm still getting used to my new computer setup. And, my actual microphone isn't plugged in yet. But you might be here for my review on Secret of the Mimic. And let's just say, better than expected, and put me through hell, right? So, Secret of the Mimic, great game. I'm just gonna go through each step, and I'm gonna separate this into parts. What I'm gonna say, this is part 1, which is what I'm gonna call 1 a.m. to 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. And I'll put the footage up. Oh goodness, I'm not making any cuts of this. Let's just do this. Anyway, from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., it was very, very different from anything I've ever experienced in the Fnaf game. It was, how can I say this? It was terrifying. The Mimic was very terrifying. The story was really good. The only problem was that I suck at video games. Actually, no, I'm going to put this all in one video because I feel like I might have not enough to talk about. Anyway, here's the thing. This game is really fun. And this game very excels when it comes to exploration and looking around the building and whatnot. But the part that really messed me up a little bit, not messed me up, but like, the part that made me annoyed was the amount of sections that had what I call snitch mechanics. Now, the problem with snitch mechanics is that it doesn't incentivize sneaking around those snitch mechanics. Or, what is a snitch mechanic? A snitch mechanic is basically when you're trying to snout around the place and something will alert the big guy of your presence. That usually entails like you being in proximity to an object. I really hate snitch mechanics because instead of making me having to learn around where these enemies are or where these things are and their hit range, it just incentivizes me to run as fast as I can and try to hide in the locker. And also, the Mimic was slow as balls and will always go the wrong way, or the way I don't want it to go. Thing is, it was terrifying. But it was like, I had to deal with him. Not deal with him like, oh, I just gotta get rid of him. I had to just sit there and hope he'd do the right thing. Because the main problem is I don't know where he is. The only thing helping me is my audio, and even that's probably unreliable. So you're just sitting in the locker hoping that you hear him go left instead of right, and he doesn't do that. So you go around and try to find something that'll activate him. Whatever. Long story short, snitch mechanics are some of the worst parts in the game. Because it just made you just want to run whenever he wasn't close. The only one that was great was the Chica one. That one I had fun with. It was annoying, but I had more fun with it. Music Man was some right bullshit. I hated this section. It took me an hour to get through that section alone. Like, it was just like, there was too many snitches. Listen, I'm fine with snitch mechanics if there's not too many snitches and there's easy way to get around them. For Music Man, you can't. Just hope for the best. My strategy was just beelining it and hoping that he'd get more attracted to a different mannequin. Now, let's move on to snitch cans. And how does the actual game feel? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Like, the data diver stuff, I've never seen a game that you actually have to move the mouse to, like, turn a lever, or do this or do that. Like, it was great. And it really made it feel a lot more like you're there. Like, you didn't need a VR to actually get the full experience of how it will feel in VR. The running didn't really feel like running. And the game automatically put on toggle running and toggle crouching, which was great because I didn't At first I was annoyed, like why? At first I was annoyed, like why would why you have that on automatically? And it's like it's annoying. It ruins my muscle memory. But then I realized mainly because you'll be crouching 99% of the game. Most of the time you'll be crouching. And if you're running, you're going to be running for a long, long time. So that was something good that they did. One thing that really grinded my gears was just primarily the amount of times they just put me in a section and I have no idea what I have to do. Like, I didn't really look at tutorials much. I actually went all through the whole game, mostly without tutorials, other than the very final sections, but I'll explain that later. Our boy's a mermaid! He has his problems. There was a primary problem where I already saw that. One thing I like is that he does switch bodies after a while, just to mess with you. But one thing that really infuriated me was just like, alright, a good thing and a bad thing. He switches bodies, and when he does go into a body, he won't really activate until you're nearby which one I think he chooses. I don't know that's how it works. I haven't looked into the code because I'm not a Fnaf fan from 2015. JK, I am, but I don't look in the code. More or less, it makes it even more terrifying knowing that he's waiting for you to jump out and beat your ass. But this motherfucker is fast. Like, listen, for Security Breach, I was downright dipping, not care about who chased me because I can outrun them mostly. This game, no, absolutely not. If he catches you, you better be a hop, skip, and a jump right next to a place to hide, or else you're cooked. You are. The only times you're faster than him is in a chase scene. Not only because the environment be helping you. Anyway, well, lore-wise, I don't really care about the lore much at all. But I'm just more excited on what I can find. I'm not going to spoil the ending much, because I know people still haven't played the game, and I'm not really a guy to spoil too much. I mean, I know I've already spoiled, but this is like not even close to how crazy this shit gets. Shit does hit the fan. One thing I will say is that I really enjoyed the inventory system. It was annoying, but I really enjoyed how creative they were with it. Incentivizing you just have to survive and hold on to the thing. Saving system. Thank God for autosaves. I'm not the person that like always loves autosaves, because autosaves really mess me up. Metro. Anyway, when it comes to the autosaves, they're a lot more generous than I thought they would, because I thought the autosaves were like really on the edge and really like gonna be unfair. But surprisingly, the autosaves were really great. It was amazing. And the thing is, I didn't expect the map to be small. I'm not saying that it was small. I was just happy that it was somewhat smaller than Security Breach. But the map was very unhelpful. It was very unhelpful because, like, while the map feels different than how you actually move around it. And some of the instructions were vague at times. Even when they were direct, it just felt like, find a way out. And I'm like, what the fuck do I do? But, another thing I really did like was the moon.exe. Didn't beat it to completion because I have a life. And, I really did like the look of the game. It's very great. And I think this is my favorite FNAF game. Listen, if there are problems, yes. If there are glitches, not really. I mean, I know there's glitches. I know the speedrun is like less than 4 minutes for some reason. But when it comes to glitches, I didn't really see that much. And when I did see some, they were only in like the midway through halfway through end of the game. Each glitch I encountered, the first one was when we were grabbing the we were grabbing the parts for the spring lock suit for Captain Lockjaw. I'm just gonna call him Captain Lockjaw because that sounds cool. When we were getting the pieces for Captain Lockjaw, I accidentally just like placed the spring lock suit in next to the locker because the Brazilian men were chasing me, and I grabbed into a locker, got out, looked down. I'm like, God damn it! It's stuck underneath the goddamn it's stuck under the locker, and so I had to do what I call a mimic reset, which literally means just dying to the mimic to get a better spawn of everything, including his position, because it was really a soft lock. And another glitch I saw was also in that similar section, where I was in the spring lock suit, specifically Captain Lockjaw's. If I look down, I can like see my actual player's hands in a random position underneath me, and it didn't really change gameplay, but I was just so confused. I'm just like, why did they not just despawn or go out of my sight? But and there was also a glitch with the Chica section where she would, like, when Skater Chica is just skating around, you're trying to get the pieces for that lava thing, she would just disappear. Like if you just wait long enough, she just won't be there. And I don't know why. Her music still plays, but she's just gone, reduced to atoms, which was very helpful. But it would have been creepy if she did come back and go constantly. I feel like, I don't know why, but I will say, my least favorite section was the Tiger Rock section. I hated it. It was awful. I had to literally, that was the first time I looked up a tutorial for this game, right? I looked at Doc's video, how he went through it, and I'm like, what? You're getting that, like, here's the thing. When I was going through those light things, it would never give me the right path, right? Most of the time it got to a point where there was just two lights back and forth to the same places, and I would just be there. I was like there for like 15 minutes going back and forth because it wouldn't let me go anywhere else. And after like a couple attempts, it finally told me where I had to go, and I was finally able to just get the out of there. It was annoying, and I hate that section because, like, well, like, this game has a problem where it thinks it told you what you need to do, but it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it's what they're saying. Like, it might be because I'm just terrible at video games for some reason, but it's just that section was just, it took a lot out of me. And okay, let's skip on from that stupidity. What would I rate the game? Because I don't really do game reviews much, and this is one of the few game reviews. I would have rated around an 8 out of 10. I'll rate it 8 out of 10 overall. For scares, I give it a 10 out of 10. It is terrifying. And sometimes you're not even terrified of the mimic itself. You're terrified of how far you're gonna go back in progress, and how much you have to do, and where you think mimic's gonna spawn next if you die. You're more afraid of like what's gonna happen when you get back to him, right? And yeah, to be honest, music, absolutely fire. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 for like atmosphere and whatnot. Lore wise, I give it a 10 out of 10. It's really good. And maybe rethink about how I think about Fnaf and whatnot. It's amazing. For difficulty, I would say, I don't even know how to describe it. When it comes to difficulty, I think it was a good 10 out of 10. And I even got to New Game Plus, and I probably won't do that unless it's on my own free will, and if I'm like tied down to a string. And yeah. Also, the footage you're seeing in the background is from my actual gameplay of Secret the Mimic. I was planning on making a let's play, but my recording software was not having fun with me and desynced the audio from the actual videos. So we couldn't do that, and even if I did, it would be very boring because most of the time I was playing by myself, except for the first part, which I might re-release after a bunch of fixing of the audio. Maybe. We'll see. If this video gets popular enough, I might do that. But yeah, it's really a different experience. It's like, I will say this. No game has ever made me feel like this game. Yes, I felt scared. I felt like a nope situation. But this game was the only one that like made me like break down at the end of it. When I got one of the endings, like there's two endings I got, a bad one and a good one. Well, both of them were terrible, but one of them was the better one. After I got the better ending, I broke down a little bit. Because like it felt like I completed like a challenge. You ever seen like speedrunners like complete a game and be like, oh my god, like that's how I felt. It was just like, it was a roller coaster of emotions, and very much a roller coaster of my own psyche and self-doubt. But I don't know. If anyone is watching this, I am happy that you are here on the Boopit Show, and I know I don't upload too much over here, but I will get to that. Anyway, this is Boopit. I'm gonna take a nap.